Israel is expanding its ground offensive in Gaza today. At least 400 Palestinians have been killed during the escalating tensions over the last couple of weeks. There are also fresh reports this morning that 13 Israeli soldiers were killed overnight, bringing the total to 18. Let's talk about it with ranking member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Congressman Engel, and Homeland Security and House Intelligence Committee member, Congressman Pete King. They're joining us live. Gentlemen, thank you both for your time.
Thank you, Shannon.
Congressman King, I want to start with you. Are you confident that the U.S. is doing enough behind the scenes and publicly to support Israel at this point? We understand Secretary Kerry is going to travel to the region, try to broker some peace. Do you think we're doing enough?
I think we are. I was a little concerned at the beginning when the administration was talking about restraints on both sides, but I think Secretary Kerry has made it clear that Israel has the absolute right to defend itself. This is life and death. They're not allowed even one mistake or one error. I mean, one bad day and Israel could be destroyed as a nation. And I think it's really so hypocritical of other countries and other world leaders and some people in the media for having this sense of moral equivalency between Israel and Hamas. To me, Hamas is what Al-Qaeda was to us on 9/11. They're an evil terrorist group and gang, and Israel has the absolute right to do all it can to defend itself and take whatever action it has to against Hamas. And any civilian deaths are because of Hamas and the way they have positioned their rockets and their forces.
And Congressman Engel, obviously Israel is located in a very tough neighborhood. They've got the issues with Hamas, a lot of incoming and leading now to this offensive that they've got. But at the same time, they're also very concerned about what's going on with Iran. These talks that the deal to negotiate has now been kicked to November. I believe you had a chance to talk with Secretary Kerry a little bit about this this week and about the possibility of sanctions. What do you make of the situation as it now stands with Iran and these nuclear talks?
Well, first let me say in terms of Israel and the Palestinians, I agree with everything my colleague Pete King said. I think we should never forget that Hamas is a terrorist group. That's what they are, and you have to fight terrorism. You just can't acquiesce to it. In terms of Iran, I'm not particularly bothered that we have a 4-month extension. I think in many ways it works to our advantage because sanctions are still on Iran and their economy is hurting, and it's sanctions that brought them to the table. But I think we have to be very, very tough with them. Secretary Kerry has said that no deal is better than a bad deal, and I agree with that. The question is, what do we consider a good deal and a bad deal? Iran is the largest supporter of terrorism of any country in the world. When you look at Hamas in Gaza now and you look at where they've gotten their weaponry, most of it has come from Iran. And so we should be under no illusion that these are bad people. They have not been willing to talk about lowering their enrichment capability. And, you know, I was chagrined at the beginning because I felt that while we were talking with them, they should have given up enriching while we're talking. That hasn't happened. But I think we have to get very, very tough with them, and we have to look at things as they are, not as what we wish they were. They're only at the negotiating table because sanctions have crippled them.
Okay,
and if they don't behave properly, it's time for new sanctions.
All right, I need both of you to be quick here because I want to give you both a chance to answer about the situation with Russia and Ukraine. I'll start with you, Congressman King. Are you convinced Russia was behind the downing of that airliner? And if you are, what do we do next?
To me, there is no doubt that they're criminally responsible for what happened. I think we have to take severe and very strict sanctions, get our allies behind us, such as the British, who have been out front on it as of the last several days. Several things. One, severe economic sanctions. Secondly, I think we should urge that the World Cup be taken out of Moscow in 2018. We should also, I believe, cancel landing rights for Interpol, both here in the United States and in Europe. And we should start exposing the money that Putin and his goons have stolen from the Russian people and is hidden in banks around the world, including here in the United States, and seize the assets that we can.
Okay, I need to quickly get in. Congressman Engel, final word to you.
Well, it was sanctions that brought Iran to the negotiating table. I think severe sanctions for Putin is warranted. There's no doubt that he has complicity. There's no doubt what he's trying to do, recreate the Soviet Union. I think we really need to be tough with him. This shooting down of a plane is an act of terror. It cannot be tolerated.
Congressman Engel, Congressman King, thank you both very much.
Thank you, Shannon.